It's time to go balls deep.
The EA Sports College Football Headquarters Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Hey, everybody, it's Anthony Scafacci. It's Alan Gigax, and this is another episode of Balls Deep. Actually, today we are here re-recording an episode because we had some technical difficulties on our last one. So we wanted to make sure we brought it to you with high quality sound and the kind of standard that you guys are used to now from us. Now that we've invested
right.
all of about $43 in this thing.
Speak for yourself. I've got almost $1,000 of equipment here. New laptop, a sound, the Yamaha mixing board. Dude, from the first episodes with you and your brother in Tampa Bay, we've come a long way since then.
Yeah, we have.
But apparently not long way enough because this is our second attempt at recording this episode.
All right. Well, now that we got all that stuff out of the way, we've addressed our improprieties and inefficiencies and failings.
Yeah, if we want to get into more of our failings, we'll have to invite our wives into the studio.
Yeah. All right. So, but hey, Al, do you want to play Just the Tip?
I do, but not unless somebody's going to pay me for it.
Well, thankfully, somebody will pay you for it. And you know who?
I have a guess, but go ahead.
It's our Just the Tip sponsor.
Nice.
It is Beef Curtains Deli, the juiciest and tangiest roast beef in Revere. All right.
Dude, you get your face in there, you get all that juice up on your chin. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So good.
Act like you've been there before. Okay.
Dude.
So, all right.
Every time.
Yeah.
I'm pleased as punch to be there every time.
All right.
It never gets old.
All right. So,
not even when you've been married to the same woman for 15 years.
Okay. It's enough, Al. Stop. Okay. So, everybody, I want to thank you for
that same deli
for struggling through
getting that same
sandwich
every time. The same way with the same mayo.
All right. Yeah, dude, maybe we need to get a counselor in here.
Even you go there enough, even when you drive by Subway, even that starts looking good,
Oh, dude. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure she listens to this episode immediately.
Giving advice?
Yeah, I don't know. But you need to you just already have.
Well, I'll do another one anyway.
Okay. Go ahead.
So the Just the Tip today, as you guys may know, I'm a mailman by day. And the Just the Tip is when you get a text message or an email from the post office. That is a scam 100% of the time. They do not send text. They do not send emails unless you specifically sign up for like text alerts for when a package is being shipped to you. You have to ask for that. So if you get a message that says like, hey, there was the bad zip code on your package, sign in here. Scam every single time. It's probably Nigerians, just like we have on our Facebook page.
All right. Okay, everybody. Well, we are going to move on from our Just a Tip, and I want to thank our sponsor, Beef Curtains Deli. But right now, we have a No, I want you to stop. Right now, we have a very, very special guest. We are bringing him back on because the first time we tried to record, things kind of went to shit. So I want to bring on one of our approved vendors. He is blowing the fuck up on our page. His name is Shane Steinz. Shane, how are you today?
I'm good. It's nice to know I could turn something else to shit.
Yeah, well, in this case, man, it wasn't your fault. Things just didn't work out, but we got you back on, and this way we can. Sometimes, we can, make up for bad things that happened, and we're gonna do that. And so I'm glad that we got you back on. You are the guy. You are the guy who makes team builders, and you do such an amazing job of doing that. I mean, quite frankly, you're kind of one of a kind as far as I'm concerned.
I've got a fan base right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, you've been lighting up the page, and like this was stuff that you most recently made for the Santa's. You made like a red
for
Santa.
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas. Thank you, dude. Yeah. I'm still thinking about beef curtains.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually waiting for this episode. I spent the last hour playing the game between Santa and the elves, and those Santa outfits.
Yeah,
they do what I thought they would because they're done in kind of a 3D mold. You can't see it when you look at it flat, but in the game, that white comes out like it's a coat, and it looks I spent like the first half just smiling and joy.
That's so cool. And I bet like on those big fat offensive linemen, it really looks like a Santa costume.
Well, it's gonna once I do the ratings because they're gonna be like 300 pounds. The Santa team is gonna be a stout team.
Dude, that's awesome. Tell us a little bit, or maybe Anthony, you want to tell us a little bit about what we're even talking about
I
here?
kind of want to provide this some context because I think it needs it. So a few days ago, Shane messaged me and he's like, "Hey, I've got this great idea. I want to make 3 teams for Christmas for the Christmas season,
Yep.
and do a contest. And the different teams are going to be Santa, the elves, and I believe the reindeer.
No,
And they're
Grinch.
gonna be
No, what is it reindeer for the third team?
No, it's Team Grinch.
Oh,
Grinch,
Team Grinch.
Grinch.
Sorry.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
My bad. So it's going to be the Grinch, the elves, and Santa. And he's making 3 custom teams, 3 very distinct themes. And he's going to provide them free to download for a limited time for all of our members so that they can download them and then create content. And at the end of that period, we haven't quite worked out all the fine details, but at the end of that period, whoever wins the contest is going to win, I believe, 3 custom team builders from Shane.
Wow.
And 1 controller from Tyson that of the themed team, I believe, is how it's going to work. So there's going to be a Christmas themed one, and it's a fucking cool contest.
Shane, is that right?
Actually,
What's the
can I cut in
controller
here?
from Tyson?
Actually, it's the controller from Tyson is going to be 2 themes. We've got 2 winners, basically, one for Xbox and one for PS.
Okay.
So it's PS5 and Xbox Series. So each controller's got a different theme. One's going to have a Grinch theme with the Mad Builds logo on it, and the other is going to have that Christmas theme that you saw on the helmet, with the flyover of
Dude, it
Santa.
looks so good.
And so it's going to be those 2 different themes. So
Okay.
the prize is actually 1 team builder for me and the controllers.
Gotcha. Okay. So guys, Shane, listeners, you have to see these designs and you have to see what Shane is capable of, because like the elf design has, like, if you picture the collar on an elf's shirt, or kind of like a jester collar that has like the triangle pointies on it, Shane made that into the jersey. And like the pants have the same thing around the waist. And dude, the creativity and the skill that Shane brings to team building, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's truly one of a kind. I mean, he's on another level.
Oh, dude, for sure.
So yeah, go ahead, Al.
All right. So I'm passionate about this because I love uniforms anyway. So when I saw Shane's work and Shane became a sponsor for Balls Deep, dude, Anthony just went and laid down because he knows I'm talking about uniforms now. But when Shane became a sponsor, I decided,
bored by it, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to pay the guy and I'm going to get one of these teams made. And it was the Utah A&M. It's a fictional school, Utah A&M Agriculture and Mining, the Utah A&M Gold Diggers. And so, Shane, when I sent that idea to you and enlisted you, what was your process like for creating that team?
Man, I love making that team. That team was a really cool concept because I'd never done nothing like that. A lot of the stuff I did was, I won't say copy and paste, but it's just sports people are kind of, I won't say all the same, but a lot of the ideas get floated around. And it's a lot of the same things.
Sure, you put an M on the helmet, you make the jersey all blue,
yeah,
and you're done.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people just, grab a logo, slap it on, put a chest plate on. But I was like, man, I could do some really cool things with this, because to me, the gold miner thing is like, it's such a gritty thing, that mining and like, even like wood people, they're outdoorsy. And it's like, I was like, man, I could do something really cool with that.
You mean like
the artwork
lumberjacks?
just came to me. Yeah, lumberjacks. Exactly.
There you go.
I was looking for that word.
Yeah.
I've had like 3 beers tonight, and it erases my vocabulary. So I
have a fourth while while we're at it.
Chug.
But I had such a good time with that team. I learned more doing that team in like 5 hours than I learned in like 2 weeks of doing other things, because I learned a lot of good layering stuff. Like the gold plating I did for it was so amazing.
So one of the things that I had suggested right from the beginning is I wanted this mining motif, and I wanted like a miner with a pickaxe on the helmet. And if you haven't, for the listeners, if you haven't seen this team yet, Shane, under what name do you find this on Teambuilder?
Oh, that's how I think it's either under four. I
Oh,
think it's
it's
under
at Forath
Forath
Black.
Black.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think it's
Forath Black.
Forath
It's
Black.
FORATHBLACK. And look for the Utah A&M Gold Diggers. And so the helmet, I said I wanted this miner with like a pickaxe, and I was so amazed with what you made because the miner, like he really has, even though it's in silhouette, it's like two-dimensional. He has this faraway look, looking off into the middle distance, and the pickaxe is over his shoulder, and the size was so perfect, like the tips of the pickaxe come together on the back of the helmet. It's amazing, dude. You are for real an artist.
I appreciate that. I mean, you look at that emblem and you can see that guy standing there, and you know he's on a mission.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
nothing's gonna stop it.
yeah. He's looking out with purpose. He's gonna be picking some motherfuckers.
Right? How are you doing with that team, by the way?
Say again.
How are you doing with that team?
Oh, so I've played a couple of games. I'm still not worn out yet on my primary offline dynasty, so I've mostly playing lane. But I played a couple of games with the Gold Diggers, and I had you make them a cupcake. And so the team is not good. But I played one game against an FCS school, and then I played a game against, I don't know, some other crappy regular school, and I'm 2-0 so far. So that's good. But I'm about to get into the Mountain West schedule and get my ass stomped in by Boise State.
You in the fucking Mountain West.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I live in Las Vegas. It's what I know. That's part of my identity. But yeah, I'm pretty much always Mountain West.
It's where you live. I'm from the SEC, so I play with all the Southern schools. So
there you go. See, same idea. Yep.
So Shane, for our listeners out there, I want to talk a little bit about your process because it's not like this simple thing you're doing. You have so much detail in there. Can you kind of explain from not quite start to finish, but like all the different things you do with the layering and the logos and centering and kind of the work that goes into building a team?
Man, I mean it's hard to explain unless you know like the program and what you're working with. The first thing I do when I'm going into building a team is I want to get into the mind of the person, see what they want. My biggest thing is getting their vision, not mine. Because I have a lot of times where it's like someone will come to me with something, I'm like, God, that's ugly. I do, and there's stuff.
Bad colors or what?
Bad colors, bad logos, just like. I feel like a tattoo artist when you come with me or something and they're like, I can't do that. I can't put my name on that.
Oh, dude, that's your next step, man, is you got to put that logo on somebody's ass.
Trust me, I've had stuff brought to me where I wanted to do that.
Right. Okay, so somebody comes to you with
my
that.
biggest mission is just, even if something is like that, I want to make it look good. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I have so many times where it's like, man, I thought this was going to be terrible, and it turned out amazing. I'm like, so my process is talking to the customer, getting his vision, and from there, just kind of letting my brain sift it over and, bring it all together. Now, how that goes apart in my brain, I cannot describe that. I really can't.
That's the art. That's the magic because of the stuff that you do.
That's, I tell people, that's the art. And I can't explain it. It just seems to come out when I need it.
Yeah, it's amazing. The stuff that you do, you add elements that like I would never even would have considered doing things like that. So when you get a more complicated build like the Gold Diggers, how long does something like that take you?
The Gold Diggers took me 9 hours.
Oh my God. Well, I got a bargain.
9 hours. You got a bargain. Most teams come at 5 to 6 hours.
Okay.
But I'm kind of like the Frankenstein in the thing, like where I know I should be doing something within a time frame, but it's like I get carried away, and it's like I keep going because I want it to be perfect. So that took 9 hours, and most of that was a lot of that was the helmet.
It was phenomenal. I mean, the
coming up with that helmet, and then like from there, it kind of like snowballed. I said, "Oh man, I love the gold plating. Oh, I could do that on the sides of the jersey." And oh, look at this, I can do
Oh my
that.
God, dude, the shoulder caps. That's such a good example of what you do that's amazing that
Yeah, and then
never even
like
would have.
that's where it went from the pickaxe on the
Yeah,
helmet. So I was like, oh man, I could put that from the shoulder down to the sleeve, and I was like,
dude,
and it just sooner or later my brain kicks in, and it's like a big avalanche, and
it's
it all
so
comes
cool.
together.
All right, so other cool uniforms. Obviously, the Gold Diggers, that's like the Mount Rushmore of your teams. But you made a firefighter team that very similarly had like a big firefighter on the helmet.
Yeah,
And then you also
I
made
actually took your team as inspiration for that one.
yeah, I could kind of see it. Yeah, that's dude, that one came out so cool because like the artwork on the firefighter who's on the helmet, like you could feel what that firefighter's feeling.
Oh yeah,
It, it's amazing.
and honestly, that uniform wasn't like your uniform that I did for you was like the first of its kind. So that one's kind of special. But the firefighter one on top of that was kind of the evolution off of yours, if that makes sense.
That's cool, man. So, and then the Marine Corps one, dude, you made a uniform that looks like the Marine dress blues. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
to the detail. So, one of the things that really impressed me is like the number on the jersey. Like, it never would have occurred to me to do something different with the numbers. And you put them up like on the corner of the chest where the medals go.
Right.
How do you even do something like that?
I mean, that's all within the program. You can put it anywhere you want. I kind of looked at the uniform and thought, okay, if we're going to put a number anywhere, where would it go? I thought, well, it'd probably be on the pocket where the name tag would go because that's what a number is to a player. It's a name tag.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude. It
So
looks so good.
that's
I mean,
why I put it where I put it.
yeah, and the blue is like the exact blue of the Marine Corps blue. Dude. So these are some of my favorites that I've seen you make. What are your favorites, or what are the ones that really like were interesting to you, or you learned something? You know, what did you like?
My favorites are yours is one of my favorite. Um,
Yes.
it's in the top five. Yours is top five.
All
Um,
right.
my number one is a Green Reaper build. I
Oh,
did.
I've seen you put that Reaper up there on the Facebook page quite a bit, or at least different
And
versions of it.
I've had I've had four people ask me to do the Reapers, but the green one that was I think it was Oklahoma Tech.
Okay.
It had such a cool helmet design that I did. I sometimes I put these helmet layers together, not knowing what I'm gonna get. I just think in my head, oh, that'll look cool there, that'll look cool there, and then when I throw on the helmet. But the way I did this one, and I put it on the helmet, when the helmet came out, it looked like a big demon at the front spitting fire, like green fire. And I was like,
Dude,
holy
it's so
shit,
cool.
that looks cool.
Yeah, the way the
Um,
two sides come together and make like images in the middle, it's so impressive.
it's sometimes I'm like, I would just like, because I didn't expect that. It's like, holy shit, man, I didn't expect that, but thank
Right.
you, Brain. Thank you, Brain. I don't know how you did it. Thank you.
I do.
So Shane, so have you had anybody come to you with a design and you were like, no, I'm just not going to do that? Like, for whatever reasons.
Um,
No, a good
that's
artist
hard
is
to
always for sale.
that's hard to talk about because I don't want to call anyone out on here. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
like,
Oh yeah, that's fair.
you're like Ted DiBiase. Everybody's got a price. You're like,
Yeah, but
No,
but you're
that's a
right.
good point.
Everyone's got a price. But yeah, I've turned down two so far that I was like, I'm not going to do that. I
So
can't
like,
do it.
yeah, one time I came to Shane. I was going to do a second team builder, and it was of a Chinese woman taking a shit on a cat. And he's like, "No, dude,
No,
we're
you know
not
what?
making
If
that."
you had
yeah.
come to me with that, I would have done some fire with that shit.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
bring
all
me
right, I
that
got my
all day
next
because
team
I
built
will light the community up with something like that. That would be
The West,
hilarious.
the West Virginia Choco Cats.
Today I got one. See, this week I've been getting a lot of stuff from other creators coming to me.
Oh,
Like
that's
not
cool.
people wanting teams, but I had a guy today. He's like, "Hey, man," he's like, "I'm having a problem getting this jersey design." He's like, "Can you get this for me?" And I'm like you pay me, and I'll make the design of the jersey for you.
Oh, there you go, dude.
But
You
I
need
don't know if you've ever heard of this. It's called BAP, and it's like camouflage.
no
And it looks like more of a floral padding, like a floral pattern that you'd put on your coffee
like a
table.
Hawaiian shirt.
It's hideous.
Ah, nice.
So
Dude,
the whole
speaking of
time I'm doing this, he's like, I love the guy. If you're out there, Trigger, I'm sorry, but I love you, but you're not the greatest communicator, which makes everything hard. And he even said at the end, he's like, I'm sorry. And that's another big thing when I do these things. Sometimes some of these guys, it's like they're talking in Chinese. It's
yeah,
like, okay,
that's
I did
artists a lot
exactly
of
what you
times.
asked. And
Yep.
then he's like, no, I asked this. I'm like, well, no, here's your words. He's like, well, I'm sorry, I meant this. And I'm like, well, I don't know what you meant.
Yeah, that's artists, you know,
So a
that they're
half
good
hour
at
process with him took like 4 hours. And it's like,
So,
oh,
so I have a good question then. So, do you talk to them on the phone somehow, or do they just do this all via text message or email, or how is it that they communicate their ideas to you?
it's all through Messenger.
It's
I
all
do
through
everything through
Messenger. So
Messenger.
that
Yeah.
actually kind of makes it harder because it'd be easier verbally for me to explain what I want than
Yes
it
and
would be
no.
for me to kind of like write it down and try to get the point across. So yeah, I could see.
Well, for them maybe, but for me no. Because here's the
Okay.
thing: like Messenger hides a lot of my contempt.
Oh, well, that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like Messenger takes away all the connotation and context of the tone I'm saying when I'm not like when someone's frustrating me, they're gonna hear it on the phone.
right. In
They're
Messenger,
not
you
gonna
actually
see it
have
in
to go in
text.
and type "you retard"
Right.
at the
Right.
end of every
And I'm not
message.
gonna put that because I'm
Just
better than that. But
maybe in parentheses, I fucking hate you.
Yeah. No,
right.
but the nice thing too is that you can go back, like if it's just a phone conversation, some stuff gets lost in the conversation. With
Sure.
Messenger, you can
Right.
always go back and look at it.
Exactly, and that's I like Messenger for that, and I do a lot of my email too. Like whenever I was like, "Hey, I got this idea with these logo," I'm like, "Email this to me, please," because sometimes I talk to so many people that the messages get broiled up, and whereas an email, I can go back and kind of categorize it all.
There you go. So speaking of email and reaching out to you, if somebody wants to use you to hire you, which I highly recommend, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me is by going to the Madden Builds community page, which is
Okay. And that's
basically
Madden
just
Builds with a Z at the end of
yes,
build.
yes, just
Yep.
go into search, put Madden BUILDZ builds
Yep.
in the search, and in the page will come up. It's got my phone number. You can text me if you want. I'll take it that way.
Right on.
But you can hit message right there, and it'll go right to me. And that's the most direct way you can get me.
Dude, it's awesome, man. I highly recommend it. I'll tell you, real college and pro and even high school teams need to think about hiring you. Let me ask you this. Do you know anything? Like, maybe you don't know the answer to this, but I'll assume you do. Your designs that you've made, like for the Gold Diggers, if a real college team wanted to take that and make it a reality, is that something that like Nike is capable of producing?
I would say 80% of mine are. There are
Okay.
probably some of mine that are way too complex to put into cotton form.
Okay.
But that's a great thing about the digital of it is I can do things that they probably couldn't. But I would say 80%. And I actually had a youth team out of Nashville. He got a hold of me. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "we need some uniforms for our team." He's like, "Could you build them?" He's like, and then I could just propose this to the apparel company. I was like, "Yeah, I could do that."
Dude, that's so cool.
And
Yeah,
that was
so
for a youth team of
real
I gave him like a half off discount because I'm doing this for kids. I'm like, I'd like to do this for free, but it takes so long that it's just I can't.
right.
So Shane, so since you joined the headquarters page, how many of your customers are coming directly from the headquarters itself?
Your page gives me a lot of business. I would say
Nice.
85%.
You hear that,
85% are from
other
your page.
sponsors?
That's right. Come to the
85%.
headquarters. We will make you
85% are
money.
your page.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yep. So Shane, so now, you've been on the page a little over a month. In that month, how many builds do you think you've done?
Well, let's see. Probably in the last month, I've done like 2 a day, so probably about 60.
That's
Wow.
awesome, man. That's so cool.
So and I've done
Congratulations. I
I've
mean,
done 124 in 3 months, so I would say half of those are yours.
Wow. And
that's killer.
yeah, and so that's like in 3 months, in 1 month, you've done more than you did in 2 months combined.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah.
Dude, that's great, man.
before I got on your page, I was doing like one a day. Now I'm doing anywhere from two a day. So I've had days where I did five.
Wow. Dude, we're glad to have you as a sponsor, man. Anybody who makes quality creative work, that's what the page is all about, is supporting that kind of creative work.
Absolutely. Yeah. We are creatively.
I love this page. I really do. It's one of the
superior.
few pages out there I can say that there's very little toxicity. And of all the groups I'm in, that's hard to say. I mean, you guys really do a good job. In
It is a
keeping
never-ending battle to keep it that way.
You
Yes.
do a good job of keeping the negativity out because every group I'm in a lot of games, and I run four other Madden groups with about 1,500 people. I don't do the job you do. I wish I could.
Dude, it's all Anthony. I don't do shit.
Yeah. Alan is he's a admin and name only here.
Yeah.
Your group is
pretty
a
much
well
me.
of positivity, mostly.
Right on. Right
So all right. So we are getting ready to wrap up this episode of
Can
Balls
I ask
Deep.
one thing before I go?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to my regular customers.
Go ahead.
These are the guys that keep me going. Every week I'm getting one or two from them. So I'm just going to say their names and say I appreciate you, and I couldn't do this without you. So in no specific order, Herbert Moore, Josh Perry, Austin Grasso,
That's
Eric
that's one of our
Yeah, dude.
That's
Austin
one of our
Grass is
moderators.
One of our moderators.
Awesome. Yeah, he gets a lot of teams from me. TJ Tigerina, Jared Edgington, and last name Crow. I can't think of the first name.
Jacob Crow.
That's Jacob.
Crow.
Dude, also podcast.
He's not gotten one from me, but we talked a bit, and he's a really good guy. So
He is a really good dude.
Yeah, he did great on the
really,
show.
really good dude. So I want to give a thank out. I know I'm probably missing somebody, but I was kind of glad we re-recorded because last time I wanted to do this and I forgot my nervousness. So I want
That's
to
awesome.
thank my
Well,
whole
I'm glad
community
3
and
beers
say-
cured you of your nervousness.
Yeah, yeah.
I told you earlier it would just make me livelier. So
Is Austin Grassy the guy? I'm asking more Anthony, although he might have gone to you too. Is that the guy who always does Wyandotte?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
did he make a
I
Wyandotte
did his
team?
Wyandotte. Yeah, I did his Wyandotte team.
Oh, dude, I've heard so much about Wyandotte.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go download that team. Is that under 4Ath Black? Do you know?
It's either 4F Black or Mad Bills, one of the two.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh, so if people want to find your downloads, obviously one of them is 4Ath Black, which we've already mentioned. What's the other download name that you use for on Team
So
Builder?
there's 4F Black. There's Steinz, Steinz, Z as in zebra, 430.
430?
Yes.
Okay.
It was supposed to be 420, but it was taken. That was my mistake.
Yeah, it's always the second one to go, right after Stein 69.
And then there's Bishop 2K24.
Bishop like the religious figure? No, like the guy from Alien?
No, like chess, Bishop. The Bishop in chess.
Okay, yeah. So Bishop what?
2K24.
Bishop 2K24, okay.
Then there's 4F Black, which I've already said, and Mad Builds. So that's
Gotcha.
4.
All right. Well,
Actually,
I'm glad that
I'm going to be posting that on my page tomorrow. I'm going to put a list of every team under each username, and I'm going to do a full list.
that's probably
awesome,
a good
man.
idea.
Yeah.
All right. So now, before we get to our sponsors, Alan, is there anything else about beef curtains that you want to talk about? Those thick, juicy, curtains of beef that you need to tell us about before we get into our sponsors?
I like them on the rare side. I mean, properly
Very
aged,
pink?
obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer them pink.
Very pink. Okay.
Yeah, I like them
Yeah.
pink.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. What else?
Do you wear a bib?
No, man.
No?
I like it. Get all the way down into my chest hair.
Yeah.
Maybe all the way down. Some of that juice into my belly button.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
dude.
And yeah, we're gonna move on past that now. Kind of sad
Can I
that I
interject
reopened that
something?
fucking jar of worms. And we are gonna get to today's sponsor, who's gonna pay our bills for us. Alan, who is it?
It is the He Held On Foundation. The He Held On Foundation was created to help elderly people live out their dreams. Sometimes, in helping the elderly, we get to help others at the same time. And that's what happened last month with Josephine Sampson. Her bucket list brought her to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where an Ebola outbreak was declared in 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2024. Thanks to Josephine's help, maybe there won't be another outbreak in 2025. A retired nurse, she always wanted to serve in an Ebola hotspot ever since she read the novel Outbreak by Robin Cook. He held on, used your generous donations to buy Josephine a one-way ticket to Brazzaville, where she boarded a bus headed for the tiny village of Umbatakumbi. Sadly, once there, she was robbed, stabbed repeatedly, and bled out in seconds on the side of the road. And when you think about it, that's probably just as good.
Hopefully we're not all that lucky.
Yeah, maybe not that lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I am so proud of this episode. I'm glad we got to bring it back for you. Now it's going to get released probably this coming Wednesday. But for me, Anthony Scafacci, for my partner, Alan Gigax, and for our special guest, Shane Steinz, we are out.